Do you guys like pizza? I know I do. I love pizza. I'm Italian. I'm disappointed that since I moved out here to the West Coast, there is not a real authentic East Coast Italian style pizza out here. Would you like to have a pizza party with me? Mamma mia! Make it a pizza pie! Pizza pie! Felipe! Pizza pie! Turn on the ovens! Mozzarella! And delicious! Take it $1, roll it out, toss it in the air! Pizza pie! Make it a pizza pie! Pizza pie! Felipe! Pizza pie! Pizza pie! Delicious! Pizza pie! Pizza pie! Pizza pie! Turn on the ovens! Salvano cheese, Salvano greasy shit, crazy meat, weird sauce. The sauce has these big chunks of tomato that are very well seasoned, that are really good. Turn on the ovens and burn all the pizzas. Mamma mia! Make it a pizza pie! Pizza pie! Felipe! Pizza pie! Turn on the ovens. Mozzarella! And delicious! Take it $1, roll it out, toss it in the air. Pizza pie! Make it a pizza pie! Greasy shit! Pizza pie! Felipe! Pizza pie! Weird sauce! Pizza pie! Delicious! Pizza pie! Pizza pie! Pizza pie! Mamma mia! Make it a pizza pie! Pizza pie! Felipe! Pizza pie! Turn on the ovens! Mozzarella! And delicious! Take it $1, roll it out, toss it in the air. Pizza pie! Make it a pizza pie! Greasy shit! Pizza pie! Felipe! Pizza pie! Cheese! Pizza pie! Delicious! Pizza pie! Weird sauce! Pizza pie! Crazy meat! Pizza pie! Turn on the ovens! Now on to the more exotic seasonings. And these seasonings are catered more towards Italians. If you're not Italian, you don't like these kind of seasonings, you don't have to use them. But I'm Italian and I love it.
Why do I say that being said?
That being said.
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 Hello. This is Phil Burnell. All right. And just wanted to tell you that I love the podcast. That being said, big ups. That being said, which vest is podcast best? That being said, relaxing, chill, interactive, fun. That being said, which vest is podcast best? That being said, relaxing, chill, interactive, fun. AL Team Insider, the legend, Fantastic Mr. Sam, the dentist, Speak to the Dead, psychological style host, Meerkat, artistic style host. That being said, which vest is podcast best? That being said, which vest is podcast best?
Hello, everyone. We are here. It is time. Sunday show. That being said, in the house, new layout style in the house here as well. Hope you enjoy it here. Meerkat's been working overtime, going above and beyond to make the new layout happen. Meerkat, how you feeling today?
Hey, what's up? Pretty good. Yeah, let's get on with it. We have quite the show to put on. It's quite a clown show this week.
Extremely
Among
big
the Game
clown
Awards and the other stuff, especially the Baldur's Gate stuff, is man, I don't even know.
I see chat is already not showing up, so first bug in the works here. I'll work on it though. Don't worry, we got to get the kinks out. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna happen here. WPIG, by the way, just shut down totally. Thanks, Comcast. But we're coming back here. That being said, it's gonna go off without a hitch. I promise that. Meerkat, any business style announcements to share before we get rolling?
Yes, we're gonna do the fan fiction thing next week on Thursday instead of the message thing, right?
Yes.
Special guest. Make sure to show up. Make sure to pay attention. We're gonna be voting and grading all of you guys' assignments, and it's hopefully gonna be very fun.
It will be intense. We got to spoil the guest or wait till the end of the show, make edge everybody to the end. Your call there. Let's edge them. They've earned
we can spoil it now. Go ahead.
Okay.
Give it to them.
The guest on Thursday, up and coming, rising star, the one, the only, brand dude coming in on Thursday. Get ready for that. I said a little bit of it. Some of you got to caught that. I know. I did say brand dude in the house. Got to be there on Thursday. Should be very hyped. See you on Thursday. So no message show. If you want to send in messages, though, I'm sure we'll obviously get to them at some point. So get ready for that on Thursday. Also, we got to start thinking about our Christmas style special. And Dark Seed of Phil has already informed us he is ready to rock for that whenever that happens, hopefully. So yeah, hopefully we get a nice piece of artwork. If you remember last year's DSP in front of the rehab center, that was one of my favorite moments of last year. Hopefully we get another one like that.
That was the best. And I think it's worth asking our viewers if they have any favorite drama sagas or moments from this year. Let us know in the comments below so we can include them in the tier list that we make. Yep. Just like last year, we're going to be ranking them, talking about them, and that's going to be your yearly recap.
Yes. So, yeah, we'll let you know when it's going to happen, all that stuff, you know. So many places to go this week. To start with, where do you want to start? Let's do that. Actually, I'm going to take that choice out of your hands, and I'm going to go to this one here because I think this is the best. Not the best, but just a quick thing we can go through. So I'll bring it up on the screen now so you all can see what I'm talking about. There's one gentleman we know, DSP, that likes to stay out of drama. You know, he just stays out of it, doesn't give a fuck about it. It's not his bag, you know what I'm saying? He just stays out of it, you know? He just doesn't give a shit about the drama. So there's a tweet happened within the last 12 hours here, maybe 24 hours at this point. Rebc says, DSP has disrespected yet another pro fighting game player. There's a reason why you're so hating the FGC, Phil. Piss poor sportsmanship. Now, of course, DSP, who stays out of drama in every situation, doesn't respond, right? He does respond, obviously, and he says, LOL, grow a pair and shut the fuck up, or get offline play. Remember, Rebsy is not the person that was doing the online play. They are just, they made a tweet about said online play, but all right, let's move together positively. That goes for everyone who spams shit online in lag and thinks they're hot shit. Life is too short to take yourself seriously or think that any of this matters. Now, fuck off. Thanks.
Can we do a fact check on when this was posted? So this was posted 2:49 a.m. UTC.
Yeah, so
is that in the middle of the night for him?
Oh, absolutely. Let me see. Let me get it up on my side here. I can tell you exactly the time. So Rebsy in the house. Shout outs to Rebsy, who loves to take shots at Philip successfully. Rebsy's also the one that I think had a hand in the Zelda shit, at least sharing it. I know this isn't the first time I've seen Rebsy's name on some epic tweets, but let me see here.
Yeah, I think they make like DSP the tractor videos something, but I'm not exactly familiar with what kind of stuff.
So, yeah, this was posted, let's see, December 9th. When did DSP respond is the question. Oh, I can't see. Yeah, someone else, because I'm fucking blocked. I got to go to my research.
I can see. The response is at 2:49 a.m. UTC.
Okay, UTC. So that would mean
I don't know
when?
if that's his time zone or something.
But anyways, people going nuts. Obviously, everyone's responding. But the main point I want to point out is Phil is so, so confused by this tweet that they... Get off online play. This person is not the person you're playing, nor do they represent them. There's the person that's commenting on your stupidity in calling out a pro player. And then he's like, goes back, stay off online play, okay? That goes for everyone that spam shit online and lag, okay? This is funny.
And he got bodied in the replies, by the way. There is 102 replies to his tweet. And I'll just read some of them that actually ratioed him.
Please.
There's one with 118 likes. DSP got 64 likes. So this dude literally doubled up on him. And he says simply, bro, you literally cry about people making fun of you every day. I mean, yeah. And the rest of them, they're great. I would encourage people to go check them out. It's about what you can expect, but it's very fun that the replies were open to this one because he doesn't usually like doing that.
I'm reading them now. Some good ones. Hitting that gin hard after your fight with Derek tonight, huh? DSP. We'll play that too. Don't worry. Oh God, you're right, Phil. Life is too short to take yourself seriously or think that any of this matters. Your streams definitely don't matter. Please stop.
Yeah.
What happened to no
And
drama,
again,
Phil?
this
Yeah.
this is not just the no drama guy. This is the same guy telling people not take it too seriously or take yourself too seriously. And he reads out his statistics and win-loss ratio in casual matches. He takes like 5 to 10 minutes reading that shit anytime he plays Street Fighter. I mean, come on. It sounds like he's taking it a little bit too seriously.
Yeah, you can't.
He was
you gotta
going
pick and
around
choose,
people's. Yeah, he was going around people's Twitch chats to brag about being master and like talk about himself and stuff. That seems like he's taking himself too seriously.
Oh, definitely. And he'll use that for his cope of how good he is, too. I love these. Okay, guys, you break out the forbidden math when he's like, all right, guys, we'll check this out. Now I'm venting who I'm playing harder. So since I've done that, I'm up to 64% win rate. Before that, I was at 57% win rate. If you add it up, now I'm winning more matches overall. And now it seems like, he just goes through all these permutations to say, like, I'm still good, guys. Don't forget it, all right? Just don't forget it. I'm still good, okay? Frankly, I'm better than ever. But you know how it goes. By the way, another small thing. He did mention Derek, so I want to get to that shortly. But Meerkat, did you hear we in last night's again watching of all the Ask the Kings, we got another bashing of the third dimension last night?
Yes, I saw it. I saw the clip. It's so funny when he doubles down on something that is just so profoundly stupid.
He says, guys, this third dimension is not that serious, okay? It's not, by the way, life is not that 3D, okay? So just keep that in mind. And he used the same metaphor for the softball. The softball came back. It's awesome. So here, let me get that for you here. I think I can show that. There you go. It's a small video, but you get the point. Here we go. Here comes the second. Oh, shit.
In real life, you don't see in fucking 3D.
Here we go.
Yeah, the bottom line is this. 3D, in real life, you don't see in fucking 3D, okay? When a softball comes at your face and smashes your nose, you don't see a third-dimensional ball coming to hit you. You don't. Really, most things have very limited depth perception. And 3D is an artificial way to enhance depth perception in a 2D plane. Yeah, the bottom line is this.
3D is an artificial way to enhance 3D. Well, okay, hold on. It's hard to wrap my head around this. 3D is an artificial way to enhance a 2D plane. Okay, there we go. I got it. When a ball hits you, you don't actually see it in 3D. I don't know if you knew that, guys, but that's not the same clip.
A three-dimensional ball. I love also the term a three-dimensional ball.
You see two-dimensional ball. Okay, sound good? Okay, anyways. Okay, let's get to the Derek. Okay, here we got some update here. Big ups to Ira, who gives us the timestamp here. He made that tweet at 10 a.m. to 7 his time. This isn't even a post-night gin tweet. It's just salt. Okay, so daytime style. Rare daytime style response got him so seething that he had to respond there. Sound good? All right. Next on the list, though, we have to get to... Derek got in a bit of hot water here with his daddy recently. I mean, what can you do? You piss off daddy. What do you expect's going to happen? Eventually, he's going to come after you, and he did go after Derek this week. Here's the clip. Only audio, because that's all you need to hear. But Derek got his cheeks clapped a bit. Not the way he's hoping either. Here we go.
Derek, you've already said you were leaving 3 times. You can leave. Well, I'm going to be honest with you now, Derek. It's kind of getting obnoxious. You did say goodbye 3 times. I said goodbye to you twice already. You don't have to say goodbye a 3rd time. All right? Please stop. Okay. Trying to be nice about it, but dude, it's like 3 times is enough.
Trying to be nice about it.
This was the funniest shit, man. And apparently they also had like behind the scenes email exchange about something.
Yes, yeah. So that was interesting when he said, I've read your Okay, but what that means is, by the way, Derek says this. I mean, Phil says this. And then Phil feels bad enough and says, I guess I got to write an email, right? What else can we take that as, right?
But I think the email happened before that.
Oh,
and I think there's this screenshot of Derek commenting, thanking DSP for the kind words and wishes, stuff like that. So they were just like pillow talking and stuff. I have it on my Twitter.
Yeah, so they weren't combined. They weren't. That wasn't afterwards. It was something that happened before the berating. Then I guess is the timeline.
Yeah, I
the
think
timeline
so.
straight. Okay, well there you go. The timeline is correct. That they sent an email. He said, "Thanks so much for the kind words in that email." I got your email yesterday. Thanks for the really nice words. And then, well, email for Derek must be like, that's harder than a rock, right? Because he goes after just like comments on stream. When you get an email, whoo, that's got to be jackpot.
At this point, like, DSP knows what kind of shit Derek is into. He chooses willingly to engage with him on like a personal level, exchanging emails. Like, I can't excuse him at this point. He's too deep with Derek. He needs to like cut the cord.
Yeah,
he's just making it look worse and worse. There's an hour and a half video about DSP and Derek and why he's enabling him and stuff. It's actually getting traction that they're so close when there's the obvious problem of Derek.
And the more people, it's gonna keep getting bigger too, because I mean, I don't think the Lolcow Live has talked about that, but that's a deep dive they would love to get into, if you know what I'm saying. That would be an entire show, and that would give, however many people tune into that show when it's live. That's a lot of fucking people hearing about Derek, and it's gonna happen. You can't run from the Derek content very long, Lolcow Live, that's the shit they want to talk about. And then, because they got that's just something to talk about. And you're clearly interacting with the email, too, as a next step up. That's not just like an asshole person in your chat where you're like, all right, you kind of deal with them, but you don't really like them, but you just deal with them, like, all right, he's in my chat, it's annoying, but no action needs to be taken. But now you're emailing after the fact, too. That's next level, man,
And it's like there's a couple of guys in his chat that nobody seems to really like, but they're getting preferential treatment, getting defended. Canadian Kirk, the racist dude.
Yep.
Everybody just straight up calls him a racist in his chat, and DSP got nothing against it because he's a minor pay pig. Sends him like $10 every once in a while. And we got Derek. There used to be other guys in the past too, I guess, but nobody as irritating as those two to everybody else in his chat. Imagine even annoying DSP's dents. You got to be super annoying.
yeah, that's another level of annoyance. But they're just minor pay pigs too. It's so easy to say bye to them. But I think this is Phil's dented way of saying I don't want to get involved in drama when this is the kind of drama that it's not even drama. You just need to do something. So you just, block them and move on like nothing happened. But Phil is like so scared of like doing that to him, that's drama he wants to stay out of. Not the people shit talking him on Twitter about fighting games. It's creating any sort of drama himself. I think that's what he's scared of. That's why he's not doing anything with Derek too in the end, I think. Is that he thinks that'll be the next saga, is like, oh my god, he banned Derek, when in reality it's not even that interesting to us. Of course people would make it big news, oh, Derek got banned, but it'd be over in a day, then Derek's done, right? People would still follow him.
Derek getting banned is a good thing for everybody.
Yeah.
Like, whatever the fuck he's doing shouldn't be enabled. You shouldn't be supporting that.
Yeah. So, if DSP banned Derek would be fine, guys. Trust me, Hijack. He'd just continue cooming on the OnlyFans instead of Twitch.
Yeah.
YouTube. He wouldn't. I think he just might say fuck YouTube and just move on to Twitch. There's a lot more for him there, That way, you think.
He might just end up making a bunch of sock accounts like he does on Twitter too, and just still be in the chat.
Danny DK has a question for you, Meerkat. Do you know Phil's favorite dinosaur? We did hear this question last night.
What? Favorite I don't know, dude.
So I guessed it would be something stupid like, basic bitch, like T-Rex, like you'd think DSP would like that. Like, I love T-Rex. But instead he said
T-Rex pretty cool.
He said the giant penisaur. With a penis so big it scares all other dinosaurs. This was a serious joke. And he said this.
Bro.
He said it was so big he would slap other dinosaurs with it. It might be the worst joke I've ever heard, not gonna lie. But
recently he's been on like the worst stand-up routines of all time. He's been like getting too into himself, feeling like he's super funny. So he has these long-winded jokes that are just not funny and are super predictable. And you gotta sit there and listen to him go on and on when you just already know what the punchline is going to be. He does this every day, just like mercilessly, constantly.
It's like an attack. It feels like an attack when he goes into like, what are we going to do today, guys? Let me tell you. We're going to start from the beginning, Starfield, to get a full look at what the game is like from the beginning. And you think it might end there? Like, okay, one sentence joke, but no. We're going to start all over again, guys. We're going to go to mission 1. We're going to go to mission 2. We're going to go to mission 3, starting all over again. And then it goes for 5 more minutes. It's like you're a hostage with these jokes. It's really fucking bad, man. Man. And his planned jokes are the fucking worst, as you know. As you know, planned DSP jokes are worse than off-the-cuff DSP jokes. And you are right about that. He is on one here about these jokes. I don't know if it's because he's kind of getting good support these days that makes him think like they really like me. They really like me or something, but I don't know.
I don't know either. It's terrible. I guess there's nobody there to tell him it's not terrible, or somebody saying LOL in chat, which makes him think he's like the funniest guy, but I don't fucking know, man.
Yeah. Copeside Phil in the house. Big ups, Copeside Phil. Says he really thinks he gets 1K viewers across Street Fighter 6, Warzone, Robocop, and Yakuza. He gets the same 200 viewers for every game. Derek, 672, and Jade show up every single game, no matter what it is. And that's a good point, because he always says he has these different audiences. He has I have different audiences. When really, let's get it straight. They're all the same fucking people. Like, who are we trying to kid here? We just talking to himself. I mean, let's get it straight. But
pretty much.
Who are the biggest DSP fans? Like, who would you say? Who would you say is the big top DSP fan? Like, you might say, I see because he gives the most money, but I don't think that's true at all.
Well, yeah, I consider people that I see on a consistent basis. So, yeah, Derek, 672, and Jade.
Like, that's
Which,
it.
I mean, there's nothing bad in that if you're watching somebody consistently, but if the dude's gonna claim this like 1,000 different people, and he said the crazier stuff than that. I think he said at one point 10,000 people across all his forms of content. I'm like, bro, who are you trying to kid?
10,000. I've got like 10,000 viewers, but across all platforms. People that like all different content. That's why, like, the only value left, even for his fans, I think, is watching the live streams, right? Because look at the numbers on his playthroughs. Right? Like, how many, with that many subscribers, how many accidental clicks does he get? When you have 200,000 subs, most of those are long gone from YouTube. Let's just admit that. Like, haven't logged into YouTube in years probably. Gonna get pruned someday. But let's say there's 50,000, like, legit people that are from the last 4 years that still get those updates. You might accidentally click one. That's, like, all of it, right? So, like, that gives it, like, that gets him to maybe 500. And after that, what, 100 left? If we're going to not to get too deep in the numbers here. But come on.
Probably, yeah. I mean, it's all an estimate, but kind of the point is that the estimate is wildly different from what he claims it to be.
Yes.
Kind of whole thing. So, him roasting Derek was a part of the Warzone stream, which I watched kind of a little bit by force, because that's what my stream chat wanted to do. And it was fucking terrible. But in a way, I kind of got nostalgic for the times he used to play it in the past and just sitting in a bathroom and just ranting about life. I associate Warzone with him crying about Tevin, because there's so many clips of him just crying about Tevin.
Yes.
And calling him like a criminal and all this stuff. But yesterday's Warzone, really nothing all that special. It's really fun when he cries about somebody killing him unfairly, and then I get to slow it frame by frame, and you get to see what actually happened. And guess what? He's fucking wrong every time. It's so funny.
You know what? There's a few games that are held in higher regard in terms of sharing history, like Warzone. There's 3 in my mind: Bassmasters, Warzone, and those kind of fighting games, those kind of style games, like Battle Royale games, and fucking Minecraft. When I do the plunge on certain topics, those are always there because he just goes on. He spouts. He's like, all right, well, this is my therapy time, so I'm going to tell you. And then he goes on this whole long stories that he never does any other time. It's during those games. So we got to get those games back in the mix. I'm happy this one's back in the mix because he definitely get hit.
Those 3, I love them. You're absolutely right. with the therapy stuff, but also kind of in a way, this is the closest to him actually being a chill streamer when he just sits there and plays the game and talks about stuff, which he has. By the way, earlier this year, because I'm doing the 12 days of Christmas, during February, he had this big segment about complaining how people are gaming and talking about different stuff while doing it. And he said this is terrible, and this is the reason why he does the podcast, so he can talk about stuff first and then just lock into gaming, which is the dumbest shit. And you can see he doesn't watch anybody for enjoyment purposes because he thinks that's a bad thing to do. You just sit there and hang out with people and just talk about stuff.
Yeah, it's interesting. You're right. He becomes kind of a normal streamer in those 3 games.
Yeah.
That's true. I never thought about it that way. Because now he does the ass backwards thing of like, let me say everything I want to say on Earth. If I still have time, I'll get you to ask me questions about shit no one cares about. And then I'll start the game, and it's like fall asleep time, you know, for it, or goat laughs, or over the top reactions. But yeah, that's a good way to say it. That he does seem semi-normal during those streams. That's a good way to put it. Oh, we do have Rebsy in the chat. Big ups, Rebsy. You are a legend for getting that tweet, the reaction that it did. Have you done any tweets to him before, Rebsy? Impromptu interview for you here, because I definitely have seen your name somewhere. Maybe it's in the chat. I don't even know, but. It seems like you've gotten his ire before in some way, but anyways, keep doing what you're doing, Repsy. You're a legend. Francisco Ramos Mejia in the house says, I miss Cat Roller's edits of Phil's Call of Duty gameplay. Hopefully he will return one day.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Cat Roller, man, that was a big loss. Not going to lie. Big loss. Huge loss. Cat Roller makes some awesome videos, like a modern style This Is How You Don't Play. Like what a modern This Is How You Don't Play could be. Cat Roller made that too. Fuck, man. Fuck. Hope they get back here. All right, so I guess it's time to move on to the Game Awards, Meerkat. What do you say? Anything else we should get to before that? So I just want you guys to remember
this. Have you seen the Game Awards?
I watched most of it. The highlights, the highlight style stuff. And
what do you think about it? I watched the whole thing until like 5 a.m.
How was the beginning chick that shouldn't be there and was like so uncomfortable? DSP talks about these Game Awards. Like he comes up there with a bug up his ass about everything. And what you watch compared to what he talks about it is different worlds. So like I saw that girl too, like doing a normal hosting style job, and it's just normal, you know?
Yeah.
But it's so uncomfortable. I don't know what she's even doing up there. You know, like I don't watch the whole thing either because I can't imagine watching the whole fucking Game Awards. I don't care that much. I'll see who won. It's like, all right, cool. But what was your overall thoughts? And especially, how was that woman that Phil thought was the worst person of all time hosting? Like he had a problem with iJustine as well. Another interesting thing there.
Well, I thought the whole event overall was cringe, and it was worse than last year. It was super self-indulgent, and the celebrity stuff was terrible. I think the girl did a good job because it's a live event, and you got to do the thing on the spot in front of hundreds of thousands of people, where the stream chat is super crazy toxic the whole time. Of course, she didn't get to see it, but nonetheless, it's happening. I think she did a normal job. She was a girl. She did her job. She didn't stutter or mispronounce something like several other people did, and it came out like a slur. They kind of have a stationary moment a couple of times. Jeff had one where he kind of dropped a light N-bomb. Then somebody dropped a light F-bomb a little bit later. But overall, cringe event. I'm fine with everybody who won the awards. I'm even more fine that Starfield didn't win anything. It's kind of funny that Spider-Man didn't win anything either.
Yeah.
But with the rest, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, it's like, so whatever. Like, who cares? But what DSP says about it is, remember, guys, this is not official, guys, okay? So I just want you guys to know this, okay? These Game Awards are not official. Remember that, okay? They're not official. What awards are official? Like, you know, like I know it's just Cope because he wants to be relatable, like not relatable, but like important enough to have thoughts that like Jeff Keighley has like some pull and Phil is jealous of that pull. Speaking, you know, Phil does other pulls, but he wants the kind of like clout side pull that he can't get. So of course, everything that Jeff Keighley's associated with, even his award show, it's not official. All right, it's not official. Keep that in mind. Only Half Korean says the flute guy was the GOAT. Was the flute guy the GOAT, Meerkat?
I cringed out of my body during the whole like Alan Wake song and dance number because it was super late, and at that point I was just waiting for the game of the year announcement and just to end the stream and go to bed. But then they started having like a musical segment with like rapping and stuff. It felt like Hamilton, and I wanted to jump off a cliff. I could not stomach that. But I guess if people say the flute guy, then the flute guy wins, dude.
Yeah.
But
Awesome.
when we talk about like official and unofficial awards, I would think official is something like the World Cup and the NBA championship, some kind of a competition. Well, this is not really a competition. It's just a certain group of people deciding to bring recognition to something, which that's exactly what it is. Nobody's really claiming that it's definitive and it's law, because obviously it's not. That's kind of, kind of obvious.
The only people that need to be told it's not official are people with questionable mental fortitude, mental strength, like, hey, by the way, guys, just so you know, like, we get it. It's not, no one thinks these people are like, this game is the official, everyone knows is the best ever. But that's how Phil has to keep thinking, because he's the one that reads on packages like, best tire in all of America. Holy shit, this is the best tire in America, dude.
Yeah.
Hold on, wait. Best burger in Washington State? You see that, cat? That's the best burger in the state. How can we not go there? Like, he falls for that shit.
I think of most packaging nowadays has an obligatory asterisk to tell you in the bottom with, the small text that that's actually according to what the company thinks, right? It's according to some like fake survey that they made. So it's not official. For those people like DSP who like to think, oh, this is like the crunchiest chips in the galaxy. Wow, that's crazy. So no, it's just consumer shit.
He's the dude that the famous example is the fucking cup of noodles said shrimp flavor, and he said, this says shrimp. This is false advertising. 40 cents. This is false advertising. They said there should be shrimp here. I demand my shrimp. What the fuck? Big ups Copeside Phil in the house again. Says Phil doesn't care about the Game Awards, but every year he goes over every winner and spends over an hour talking about it. But sure, he doesn't care. When you're light on content, you have to, that's a great content place. Great content creation area is these Game Awards, right? People that talk about gaming usually talk about it. But Phil has to keep his holier than thou take of, I don't give a shit about what's going on, but I'll still talk for 4 hours about it. Watch the whole event. Watch it all, comment on it all, multiple streams, comment on it all. He just can't resist.
Yeah. Well, I guess he wants to pretend like he's too cool for it, like he's above the Game Awards and stuff. He's above the industry. He's better than it. But you can see it actually gets to him when something that he doesn't want to win wins.
Oh God, yeah. And
as we're gonna get into the Baldur's Gate saga, man, that shit is fucking. Oh, it hasn't even started yet.
Snorting Cat, speaking of that, says Phil has literally been hiding in bathrooms to avoid playing BG3. Big ups and hope our dental psychological style hosts are doing well. I do as well. And we do have a Steve video today. Don't worry about that. We have a Steve video. He's going to give us his thoughts on that. So get hyped for that. Do we want to go first then to Phil's first thoughts of Baldur's Gate here? Should we hear that first to set the stage?
Yes.
Let's hear it.
Well, I think at this point, needless to say, Baldur's Gate 3 won Game of the Year. It swiped a bunch of awards. Alan Wake did as well. That's basically it. And I think it's also, for context, Starfield did not win anything. That is also pretty important.
And Tears of the Kingdom, for completion's sake, Tears of the Kingdom won some stuff, adventure-style game stuff, right? I can't remember exactly. But I know they
won something.
They won some things, But I kind of wished that they won too, because I want to hear that sold as well. But Baldur's Gate 3 is definitely the most salty one that could have won for Phil. So I'm glad it won. But I kind of was hoping Tears of the Kingdom would get some, major recognition as well, because Phil said that sucks as well, as you know. But anyways, here is Phil's Baldur's Gate take from many moons ago now. Let's hear what his first thoughts of it were about Baldur's Gate. Let's go.
I really, really, really find it hard to believe that Baldur's Gate 3 would ever win a Game of the Year. It's a
sound good.
A PC-centric game. And it's like people said, it's going to come out on PS5. But it's coming out on Xbox. No one's going to talk about it. There's other games already coming out that will have all the hype by then. The only way Baldur's Gate 3 was going to get mainstream appeal is if it was all platforms at once in the middle of the summer, then maybe. But it's too late. By the time it comes out on PS5, Xbox, people have moved on and they're playing other games. Baldur's Gate 3 is old news. They're not going to get hyped for the game 2-3 months later. That's not how it works.
Thank you, Dennis Nedry. Oh, you guys can't see, but he's wearing his floral pattern shirt here. It's one of my favorites. The floral pattern, which I think might have went bye-bye, actually, because, the floral pattern is something. So now, as you heard, well, let's just reiterate what he said there. That there was you don't think it's going to get any recognition for Game of the Year because it was a PC-centric game. Yes, it's getting released on other consoles, but hey, no one gives a fuck, dude, when it comes out later, all right? So there we go.
So this opinion was also before it came out on PlayStation, and then during the Game Awards, it came out on Xbox as well. So now you can basically play it anywhere. But even without that context, he's still bullshitting. It's still wrong. You can have a game that is fantastic that is on PC only that gets super recognition and is relevant and is very hype.
He's taking it through his lens of where I play only console. PC is not a big deal to me. That means it's not a big deal to everyone, as he does for so many topics. That's where that's coming from. Is PC? If it's only PC, can't be that big a deal, dude. Because that's not. I don't do that. So what I do is correct. So, doesn't make sense. So let's go here into let's see the more recent take of what happened after Baldur's Gate did win. Audio only here again.
Amon did a super chat. Why do you shout, swear, and insult viewers that disagree with you? I don't.
All right, that's the first funny part.
I don't.
Here, let me show
I am addressing directly people who are ridiculous or unfair assholes. That's who I address with this nonsense. So if you actually take it that way, you should maybe look at yourself like, why are you thinking I'm talking to you? Were you acting like that? Were you acting unfairly and unreasonably and were you foaming at the mouth today to come to my stream to say, I can't wait to call out Phil on being wrong because Baldur's Gate 3 won Game of the Year? If you were, you are an asshole.
If you are an asshole. So there we go. Sound good? Level 1 podcast Christmas style decorations. Go ahead.
We got a signature narcissist trademark here. So I'm not toxic, but if I am, it's actually your fault. And you're wrong and you're stupid. Sounds very good.
And
by the way, that whole pre-stream started almost immediately as the actual podcast went live. He just went right into that and how he wasn't wrong. And before that, he was writing like walls of text in his chat about how he wasn't wrong.
Oh, yeah. Let me see if I can bring those up because they were pretty funny, too. He was saying, like, by the way, he was already, like, preempting the people saying he's an asshole for not an asshole, but just a very bad take. He was preemptively in the chat going nuts. Like, all right, got to take care of this. Let me put out this fire real quick. And he was saying, like, let's see. Let me see if I can get it up here.
The whole problem with his opinion in general was that initially when the first clip that we heard, he was so convinced of what he's saying is true that he was basically stating it as fact. And it's like, it's all right, you can have an opinion that it's not true, but when you present it in a way like that, it only makes people remember it and then come back to it if you're wrong, so they can point out that you're wrong, so they can humble you. And this dude never gets humbled, as we've learned time and time again.
Like the Iron Sheik, I will humble you. I will humble you. I will humble you. I will fuck your ass.
And then there was
make you
while you're looking for this, I want to bring a little bit more attention to something. Somebody clipped this and basically posted it on Twitter. They clipped the Hawaiian shirt segment of him being super smug about it. They got like 1.8 thousand likes, but it's a really funny video because they edited on top of him saying those things, how Baldur's Gate is like a massive success and Starfield flopped, Baldur's Gate won all those things. It's a super ironic post. I'm just gonna throw it in chat for the people that want to check it out.
I got the stuff here. So this
all right,
get bigger. Please get bigger. All right, so Haggard the Great. This is the first stream started. Okay. So someone says, I was referring to the podcast where you said a PC-centric game wouldn't win. DSP's response was, yes, that was over 5 months ago. And BG3 isn't just on PC anymore. Oh, whoa, hold on. Yeah, it's not a PC anymore, but you said that wouldn't save it anyway, right? We just heard it. Yeah.
He said it was PC centric, which it still is, because the game You Bet Your Ass is much easier to play on PC when you got the mouse and keyboard instead of a controller.
Definition of PC centric. Absolutely PC centric. But so again, nice try. You're wrong. I'd already changed my answer ages ago, but you seem to forget that. So I'm not sure when he changed his answer. By the way, Phil also said, I'm not going to bring it up, but he said, I wasn't wrong. BG3 likely wouldn't have been a shoe. Oh, God. BG3 likely wouldn't have been a shoe-in to win if it stayed PC exclusive. But again, those comments were made many months ago before Starfield flopped. So Starfield flopping was the key for him to change on this. I want to hear that too, Ludwig, is where did he say BG3 would win, right? Where did he say BG3 would win? Because he never said that.
He's somebody in my chat yesterday compared him to like a sports analyst. When you just have so many different takes on the same matter across a time span, that you're bound to be right on something at some point, but everything else is going to end up being wrong. And in his case, when people start calling him out on all the bullshit that's wrong, he brings up that one thing that he was right about and makes it the whole point.
Yep. Here he is again. Here's DSP himself here on the chat. I'm going to read this again. It's pretty simple. I said BG3 wouldn't win before Starfield came out, and that Starfield was a huge make-or-break moment for Bethesda. Well, Starfield sucked and left a huge void, and so it was simple. But of course, nobody will admit that. I'm not sure what we're supposed to admit, but nobody will admit that. They act like I said yesterday that BG3 wouldn't win. If you asked me in the last 2 months, I said either that or Zelda because it's journalists after all. So I don't know what that means exactly. Because it's journalists.
But that's like even you're kind of debunking yourself, because journalists tend to gravitate to like AAA, the open world cinematic type stuff. In Baldur's Gate 3 is the opposite of a journalist friendly game. Like those guys are gonna fucking hate it because it's long as hell, it's very slow paced, and it's tactical.
So nice try, but you can fuck off, LOL. So can someone find any time he said Zelda was going to win? Oh, he might have said it sarcastically. But no, he said either that, and that means BG3, Baldur's Gate, or Zelda. Did he ever say that Baldur's Gate was going to win? I don't think so. But there we go. But now's a good time as ever, any, to bring up... oh, I love this too. DSP said in that same chat real quick, I'm not doing a recap. I'm going to field questions about it. 3.5 hours is too much to recap. It's too fucking long. I didn't sit there taking notes while I watched. He would recap almost the entire thing when this pre-stream started. So don't care about it. Not recapping it, but then I will actually recap the whole thing. Yep. In a very salty fashion.
Also, he also said Starfield, even if it comes out and it's a flop, it's still going to be a Game of the Year contender, also known as, a nominee, and it wasn't. So sound good? Get it right. All right. And again, there's nothing wrong about being incorrect about it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot wrong with being super smug in your opinion and then being proven wrong.
Yes, there's many ways to handle that, but unfortunately that's not really a best one. You can just say, wow, what a surprise. As like a normal person. Wow, what a surprise. That's pretty crazy. I did not think that would win, But we have to go on the most semantic side-filled defense ever. It's actually, if you asked me 2 months ago, I would have said this. But it's like, it's being the most abrasive person of all time, which I know is what he wants to be anyway. But you know what I'm saying. It's just, come on, man.
I don't think he wants to be. He just is. You can't find your nature.
Yeah.
There was a quote in Red Dead Redemption 2 that says, the more you try and change somebody, the more they become who they truly are.
Yes.
And that's what's happening to him. There's this performative change that he claims to have, but he just more becomes who he truly is. My buddy Phil, the king of hate.
Sound good? Okay, let's bring let's bring some more intelligence to the show here. So we got Steve of the Bed here with some takes on his DSP's Baldur's Gate take here. So nice to see Steve on the stream. Here we go, Steve. Let's go.
Hey everyone, Steve at the bed here. I apologise to the person who came up with that because I've forgotten your username, but it is brilliant. So
It is brilliant.
I know there's a lot of stuff going on right now with Phil in a game called Baldur's Gate 3. You might not have heard of it because, you know, unless you live in a PC-centric bubble, it's not really been part of the mainstream gaming media. Ever since Starfield came out, everything's obviously been Starfield, Lies of P, Mortal Kombat, blah, blah, blah. But, you know me and you know that I love a good quote. So there is something that Phil said that I would like to dissect.
Okay, here we go.
Give me a moment, because it's quite a long one. Why do you shout, swear, and insult viewers who disagree with you? I don't. I'm addressing directly people who are ridiculous and unfair assholes. That's who I address with this nonsense. So if you actually take it that way, you should maybe look at yourself like, why do you think I'm talking to you? Were you acting like that? Were you acting unfairly and unreasonably? Were you foaming at the mouth today to come to my stream and say, I can't wait to call out Phil on being wrong because Baldur's Gate 3 won Game of the Year? If you were, you're an asshole. You understand that? Because a lot of people have sort of said this is gaslighting, and to an extent it is. There is an element of gaslighting about it, but what I think more stands out to me from this quote is that it's an example of DARVO, and I've mentioned this before, but it stands for Deny, Attack, Reverse, Victim, Offender. So it's basically a very common defense mechanism in narcissists where they will take a criticism that they perceive as an attack, and then they will, through their twisted narcissist logic, somehow reinterpret it to be that they are the ones who are the victims, because they're interpreting it as an attack. So it is okay for them in that regard to lash out at whoever is giving the criticism, because they have then put themselves in the role of victim. They are being attacked, so all they are doing is defending themselves. Let's have another look at it, because there is a particular phrase where if you actually take it that way, you should maybe look at yourself. Like, why do you think I'm talking to you? Were you acting like that? Were you acting unfairly and unreasonably? Phil takes this foaming at the mouth today to come to my stream to say, I can't wait to call out Phil being wrong because Baldur's Gate 3 won Game of the Year, because it's on you. From this point on, it's on you. Phil is not the one who is in the wrong here. What Phil actually said doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. The point is that Phil is being unfairly attacked and maligned. You were the ones making the criticism. You were the ones acting unfairly. You are the ones being unreasonable. And once again, we see Phil doing that thing where he over-exaggerates the opposition perspective. He makes it seem ridiculous. He makes it like, you weren't just saying, hey, Phil, do you remember that thing you said about Baldur's Gate 3? No, you're foaming at the mouth to come and do it. You're acting unfairly and unreasonably. It is unfair of you to say to Phil, you were wrong when you said that nobody would remember Baldur's Gate 3 after a week because Starfield would come out. And that's a really... Again, it's a common thing for narcissists, but the extent that Phil takes it to, and this has always been my thing with Phil, he's a wonderful example to hang narcissism off of. You can say, this behaviour of Phil's is an example of this behaviour that is also common in narcissists. But the extent that Phil takes it to is the defining characteristic for me, because most narcissists don't take it to this extent. The same underlying mechanics exist in other narcissists, but Phil, as a narcissist who is isolated socially, will have to take it to a much further extent, because other narcissists learn to temper it. They learn to better manage conflict socially. There will still be conflict with other narcissists. There will still be these things happening, but they are better socialized, so they have the experience needed to better refine their techniques of manipulation and conflict management and avoidance, and they can better manage things like gaslighting and darvoing because they have had the experience of having these things in social settings, whereas Phil only has chat. He only has super chats, and he only has, the people who are directly responding to him through messages, through text. He's not actually going out and socializing face to face. So it's easy for Phil to sit there and deflect in any way he needs to. But there's also nothing to temper him from deflecting to such an extreme extent. So this is another thing where Phil and his socializing his lack thereof, has affected him, and it's getting worse and worse. Because Phil, 10 years ago, when he was still seeing Rambo, he would have been like this, but again, he wouldn't have been to that same extent. He would have described people as trolls and probably not detractors, because we are just coming up to the
haters.
bit where Evil Age releases. This is how you don't play. But at that point, he's still socializing every now and then, so he wouldn't have been going. He would have been getting worse, but he wouldn't have been at this point. He would have still had some memory and some remembrance of socializing, say, through work 5 years ago at this point. So it would have been tempered somewhat. But now, because he's not socialized for a while, it's going further and further. Just like me without an editor rambling on like this. So I apologize if I've said something or I've trodden on the toes of the other guys and their points that they brought up. They're watching this cold turkey. They don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We are watching cold turkey.
Somebody tell him what it means, for fuck's sake. Yeah, and also somebody tell him how to spell neck. So, yeah, anyway. I just thought
This is a legitimate watch through. We haven't seen it yet. We're not looking at guides.
Yep.
This is a cold turkey watch through. All right. 40 seconds left.
highlight that because I've seen it used as an example of gaslighting, and there is an element of it because obviously he's saying, I didn't say that, I didn't mean that. When I originally said this thing about Baldur's Gate 3, I actually meant this. But most of it is, to me at least, Darvoing. He's deflecting the criticism by making himself the victim, and anybody making that criticism is an asshole who's foaming at the mouth to come in and have a go at him. So, yeah, just one of the many, many narcissistic techniques that Phil uses in order to keep his ego safe and secure. Yeah, anyway, back to the guys, and I'll see you all later. She doesn't have anything to say because she's currently asleep at the moment, so I'm going to leave her be.
Cat cam.
I'll see you all in a bit.
Big ups. There we go. Always nice to get a Steve update. He said everything correct.
Yeah.
Nothing incorrect. Perfect.
So, yeah. Shall we explain what the neck and neck thing was?
Oh yeah, we did make that title, but some people might not know. Yeah, so Phil said, in his chat again, in that same kind of barrage of let me handle the wave of negativity that's coming my way first. He said that it wasn't like it was neck and neck to be the best RPG game, to win Game of the Year, RPG Game of the Year or something. But it's just neck. I mean, you just use neck, N-E-C-K, neck. But he uses K twice. So it wasn't like a mistake of the typing. It was like he thinks it's K-N-N-E-C-K every single time. Neck and neck. Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, that was pretty fucking random.
I do want to give a shout out to Copeside Phil here. Says his ego just can't let him ever take an L, and that is correct. Never, no L's. There is no L's. 10 years ago, someone said, have you ever had anyone notice you on the street? Sorry, this is 15 years ago, 2010. Someone asked him that and asked the king. His response was no. But even bigger YouTubers than him don't get noticed, dude. So it's not a big deal yet. I shouldn't even expect it yet. He can't.
And now,
yeah, go ahead.
Now he's very noticeable. Now it's like, man, people wish they would notice him on the street. It's like looking at Christian in the wild. People posting pictures of him. Oh my God, Christian's been sighted here and here.
Aren't you like mildly crazy surprised? Like Christian goes anywhere and there's images online. Does Christian have like massive more reach than DSP does? In your mind, American?
Oh yeah. He's like Christian is like the alpha lolcow. He's like,
I guess there's more passive fans of Christian than there is passive fans of DSP. I mean, fans, you know what I'm saying? Followers. Is that the case then? Because is there more like, I know who Christian is, I know he's an idiot. Oh, look at that tweet of a picture of him. Let me retweet that style. Like where DSP might have more people.
Yeah,
DSP might have more people that aren't quite sure. I guess. Yeah. But like Christian goes anywhere and there's pictures. But DSP pictures are very few and far between. And I know he goes out very rarely. But it seems like there would be a similar, well, I guess Wings and stuff, they don't get pictures taken that much either, I guess.
No, DSP compared to like Christian is very obscure. Most people that know him in the mainstream is just like as the guy who jerked off on stream. That's kind of it. You can see that every time some post of him goes viral about him.
Yeah.
post about him goes viral. All the replies are like gifs of him jerking off, and then somebody replies asking, "Oh, is that the guy that jerked off?" Then everybody just laughs about it and they move on.
Like,
While Chris is like, Chris, he has a long track record of crazy, insane shit.
oh, so Eileen says, I think Chris has like 20 times more anti-fans than Phil. But are they... I don't know enough. I don't want to turn this into Chris Chan studying podcast, but I just don't know enough about Chris Chan stuff to know, like, does Chris Chan trolls follow Chris Chan's past and shit as we do with DSP? Like, they follow the Chris Chan lores deeply? Is there Chris Chan? I know there's Chris Chan documentaries, but like, is there documentaries about specific sagas from Chris Chan? I don't know. I don't know enough.
I would say he is like the most documented man on the internet, or at least one of them. I mean, the whole like Kiwi Farms exists because of him. You got numerous documentaries. Yeah, he is super well documented, and he used to post a lot of his shit himself. He used to have, I think it was called Captain's Log, which was basically like a podcast where he talks about stuff. So yeah, he's been documented ever since he was a child.
Oh,
actually
shit.
Crazy.
All right, maybe that's a Christian lore podcast coming up someday. But anyways, are we ready to move into some Mudahar style stuff, Meerkat? What do you think?
Well, no.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Because the Baldur's Gate saga, or at least the pre-saga, the beginning, he hasn't even started playing the game yet, by the way. He's going to play it on Monday. But in relation to this, he basically he challenged everybody to, quote unquote, put your money where your mouth is and show up to support. So you can back up what you believe that, Baldur's Gate 3 is like the hypest, best game of the year. That means you should show up to his stream and give him money. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, Phil is right, you see? And Baldur's Gate 3 is like overhyped, which is his actual opinion, is that it's overhyped and it doesn't fit his streams, but people forced him and harassed him into playing it.
Yeah, he said also that it's better be the hypest stream of the year, I believe was his own words. It's better be the hypest stream of the entire year, right? If the game is that good, it should be the most hype stream of the year, right? Just like threatening, pre-threatening the wage quit if you don't show up. And just this is very similar to the Pokemon thing, where people asked me to play Pokemon for 4 years. Now I'm playing it. Where are they? You know what it is? I think everyone's lazy. I think no one wants to come up to the streams because if you wait too long, people say, fuck you. I'm not here anymore. So people asked for Baldur's Gate months ago. You didn't do it. And now you're saying, well, you guys better be here, when that's not really how it works. If you don't do something in a timely fashion, they might just say, fuck you. And don't come back.
Yeah, absolutely. Because like some of the most fun of hanging out on somebody's stream, especially when they're playing like a brand new game, is discovering something with them. And most of DSP's audience, I believe, the people who care about Baldur's Gate 3 have either played the game and discovered the things themselves or watched somebody else play it. So the interesting uncharted territory of the game is been explored already, and just DSP's coming up 4 months later, so proud that he finally decided to do it. And he expects huge support and massive respect for doing it. He tried to interpret people as basically like almost people showing up to his house to force him to play the game. Well, it's just some people in chat asking him if he was going to play it. Because I remember when the game came out, they were pretty just nicely, casually asking him, hey, Phil, are you going to play Baldur's Gate 3? It's a very hype game right now. And he was just deflecting it, making all these excuses, schedule stuff, etc.
And this is... I predict that he is just so ready to hate, right? Has there ever be a game he is more ready to hate? He is waking up that Monday morning, full, fresh, ready to start the day. Sit in the shower stool, take a shower. Well, probably not that, but, shake the gin brain out and get ready to hate a fucking game, because that's what he's going to do. Unless he gets like $100 tip to start the stream, like pre-stream style. That's the only way he's going to have an open mind about it. You can bet your ass on that. If he gets first tip go only, he gets the glasses and that's it. Well, I guess I was right. Because that's what he's going to equate it to, is low money means I was right. That's all it is.
Yep.
That's all it is. So I am right if you guys don't give me money. If you give me money, I am wrong. But then I have your money. so that's also good for me.
Yep.
Sound good? It makes sense.
Yeah, it's he's trying to set himself up for a win-win, but doesn't really. That's not really how it works, and it's super transparent. But I think you raised a very good point that I can't really remember a game that he had set up himself to hate so much. So I think we might open up the Q&A tab and ask people if they can remember a game that he hated so much.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to go back to his first Minecraft streams, because he definitely was out to hate Minecraft, that's for sure. But then it was a Patreon goal, so he might have to pretend to like it too. That's a tough one. I don't know. Someone a deeper lore master than me might know. Vikes in the house here says currently 121 total RoboCop Twitch viewers, right? And he's playing over a month late. So the game is beyond dead. He creates his own failures and blames everyone else. Well, you're absolutely right about that. Absolutely right about that. It's so odd, the game choices. I can't do another RPG when you can choose whatever the fuck you want. It's all weird. No signal in the house. Thanks so much, man. You're a legend, dude. You are a legend. Dude. Thank you for that.
But at the same time, right, I agree with some of his reasons why he wouldn't want to play it. It's a super long game. Yeah. He's not going to be able to keep people's attention. He's terrible at those games, as you saw with Divinity 2. In just generally, it just doesn't fit him. It's not a game for him, and it's not a game for me. But that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, I never played it.
But he tries to make it this huge other thing that it's not really supposed to be.
Yeah, too many games coming. Plays Chrono Trigger. Just either play whatever the fuck you want, or don't use it as an excuse for what shit you can't do. It's so fucking dumb. It's it's just annoying, and I went added to the list of annoying shit. Did you also hear? Forgot to mention it, that Sir Blind Man was mentioned on the stream, Meerkat.
Oh yeah.
Sir Blind Man. Sir Blind.
I gave him a huge shout out because Super Blind Man was a part of the accessibility consultant crew that won the award for Forza Motorsport.
Mm-hmm.
They won the accessibility award. So good job for the guy. And when DSP mentioned him, he said that Super Blind Man used to be a big part of his stream, even though he was just a guy who every once in a while would swing by and give him like $20 or something. But he was almost acting like they're besties or something.
You know what? He also said with the reason he can't come, he had to get that reason why he's not around anymore too. Of course, he said, "Oh, he's just not around anymore because he's too busy working on the game.
Too busy. Yeah, sure.
Too busy. He's too busy."
You probably might think the real reason is that DSP is just kind of a brand risk, and especially if you work in gaming in any kind of capacity, you don't want to associate yourself with people that are notorious in the gaming sphere, as DSP is.
Yeah, like Super Blind Man appears to be a serious style, worker in the gaming field, which is a position that thousands of people probably want. He's probably made the smart decision to say, you know what, fuck this dude. I wonder why it took that long, but, he eventually got there. And the Super Blind Man appears to be one that really doesn't come back. He is really gone, which is rare, but they do exist. But, all right. I think we're good with the Baldur's Gate thing now. Let's chat. Has any other interesting thoughts about it to share with that? But do we dare do any Cobra content, or should we save that for the end? Because that was kind of funny. Did you see the Cobra
I don't
content?
know if you have anything prepared. I just saw kind of what happened. To summarize, he got like super drunk to the point where you might start thinking he's going to pass out and start puking and be in serious danger. But there was like 4,000 people or something watching him. It was like a insane stream.
Yeah. It's one of those internet kind of just happenings that he thought he wasn't streaming anymore, I believe, right? He didn't think he was streaming, and he was, though. And he just got hammered in his normal fashion, actually. But, of course, people start calling to wellness check and all that shit. I kind of feel bad for him, because if you don't know, he did lose the lizard. That was his kind of... his rock.
Oh, he did?
He lost the lizard, and that was I don't know. I think that's like a month ago now, or maybe more than that. But he did lose his lizard, which was his kind of, he really cared about that lizard. Say what you will, but it seemed like he cared about the lizard. I know he made that lizard smoke weed and stuff, but in a general, I think he cared about him enough, But but yeah, I know that's his fault. I know that's his fault. I know it's your fault when you lose an animal. I'm just saying that it's still sad, guys. It's still sad.
I don't know what happened with him. How did it die?
No, I think he just lost him. I don't know these details. People are sharing details, and I can't tell what's true or not true. But I thought it was just a situation where he got out of the cage. But if he took him to a bar, and that's kind of
Wait, what?
Like, people are saying jokes
Is he
like
known
that.
for doing this?
No. He's never taken to the fucking bar. Come on. But yeah, he could have died as well, and then said he was lost. That's fine too.
Yeah. I don't know, bro. That guy is a wild animal. That guy is like, you need to completely recalibrate your lolcow perception to experience that guy. Because DSP is like super tame in comparison. This dude, he gets people sending him like dog treats and he eats them out of spite just to show the trolls that they don't taste all that bad.
Yeah. And okay, now we're getting the inside information, Meerkat, so I'll share it. Vikes in the house says, there's so many different takes, though. He took him outside in the shoulder to smoke a cig, and he ran away. Oh, God, that lizard is definitely dead now. He can't survive in those fucking winters. Some people say he took him to the bar, but yeah, I see the shoulder story seems to be the most consistent, so I'll take that one. Oh, man, poor Puff. Poor Puff. God damn it. You know, if you want to see, I talked about the show before, but if you want to see a cool documentary, go to 10 years ago Cobra documentary when he was working at Burger King or whatever it was, Wendy's actually. And he was just a hardworking dude. I mean, he was crazy and he still did stupid shit, but he was going to Wendy's. It seemed like he cared about that job, you know, and he was working towards it. And then once he lost that connection and he just started making, you know, money on YouTube and didn't have to work anymore or whatever, that's when it kind of went really downhill, right? That's when it went really fucking downhill. You know, and he just lost all connection to trying, you know, and I think that was probably a bad idea, you know. But anyways, Atlas the bookkeeper stating he did not work hard. Well, at least he showed some care.
I wasn't thinking he worked hard. He doesn't seem like a hard worker. And maybe, I don't know, maybe working at Wendy's doesn't really motivate you enough to work hard. Like, if somebody's working in fast food, I had some friends when I was in university that worked there. I totally understand if they don't want to work hard. It's a bitch. It sucks.
Yes. Yes, it does. John Doe in the house says, there are 4 of you guys. Ever thought about playing Detractor Baldur's Gate 3 streams? I just never played Baldur's Gate myself. I've never played any iteration of Baldur's Gate. I don't know why. Just one of those games that has slipped through my gaming history. Meerkat, have you ever been a Baldur's Gate style player?
Oh, I did play 3 when it came out. I wanted to give it a shot. I like it, but it's just not something that fits my attention span. It's way too long and too slow. I just can't keep my attention into it.
There we go. Yes. I can't do anything like that takes that
I guess
long.
if we would play something together, it should be something more fast-paced. This Lethal Company seems to be a cool game.
Okay.
Because you get to use the voice chat, and it's like a horror game, so it's the big thing right now.
There we go. Let's try that. We could do that or something like, something that requires more talking and stuff. Like, you know, like, I know it's like they were doing DSP. It would be like 4 years too late. But like Among Us or something, that might be fun. You know, that kind of shit. I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, let's
I'm very, I've talked to Indrid and the Decepticon about it. I'm waiting for Phasmophobia to come out on the PlayStation. And that shit's going to get so fun.
There we go. All right. There we go. All right. Let's get to it now. The Mudahar mention of DSP. If you didn't know, Mudahar is making his DSP video as we speak. The video is getting created. So, you know, that should be pretty interesting. But Meerkat, Mudahar had some interesting takes here on his show. This is from Duty Stream's video. Here we go.
Already wrote off as hopeless. Like, who knows?
Dude, I want them both to succeed so bad, so DSP looks at it and kicks himself. Because
like that's how, you know, Mudahar's cool is he has that take we all also have. Like, no matter what happens with LolCow Live, I hope it works because that pisses off DSP the most. And Sir Har has that same thought, and I'm very confident with his video he's going to put out. It's going to be something we do enjoy. While we might not be sure about fucking June the King, we're sure about Mudahar, the Sir Har. Let's go,
man.
Go ahead.
You know it's gonna get DSP butthurt regardless. And at this point, it doesn't matter to me if it's like an amazing quality video or something. I just know it's gonna get him pissed off. I'm cool with it.
And Sir Har seems to be ready for that.
To succeed so bad, so DSP looks at it and kicks himself because, man, I'm working on the DSP. DSP video for me is like next week, but like it's just I'm going like comprehensively on his like e-begging saga to the point. So if you don't know DSP audience, DSP is
real quick. That's the best thing. That's the hypest thing to go after too. Is just the begging. Right? It's not no bullshit about anything else. Just the begging side. So I'm excited for this video more than anything like Turkey Tom did with that kind of more general. This is just let me show you DSP's filthy begging, and that's hype. That's gonna be a hype video. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got to think how far back he's gonna go, because like begging, you can be talking about the original face reveal where he was telling people to click the ads.
Yep.
Which is begging in my book,
Mm-hmm.
rather explicitly even. Or he might go to save the house. You might do the Jasper Kitty 2K thing. There's so much to do, man. I don't know how comprehensive it's gonna be, but as long as it's getting exposed to other people and they're seeing this shameless bullshit, gonna be fun.
Yeah, you gotta hope. The only thing you hope is that he keeps it. At least some has to be modern begging as well, right? You can't just go for the classic begs, right? You can't go for.
Oh yeah.
You could bring up the hits like save the house, you know, save the bankruptcy,
Scorn.
whatever, that kind of shit. But you need some 2023 begging as well.
Yeah, 100% we're gonna get the scorn begging segment, and from
Yes.
this year, there's some other ones, but it's more like evolved begging, where he tries to mask it as being something else.
Mm-hmm. I just hope we get some modern style in there. We got to get it in there.
Yeah.
Sirhar. Let's finish the clip though.
is one of the creators that you don't want to be. Like this is a guy that, and I say this every time, like
Jacking off guy?
Yeah, the guy who
Like right there, like
Yeah.
that's how people that don't know about DSP think about it. Like no matter what your preconceived notions are, if the users of the internet that don't know DSP, that's what they think. That is it. There's nothing about begging. It's the jacking off guy. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, that guy.
off on,
Gotcha.
on
That's the
PlayStation.
guy.
That's the guy. It's the guy.
And I say this every time, like
Jacking off guy?
yeah, the guy who jacked off on,
Gotcha.
on
That's the
PlayStation.
guy.
So with DSP,
Gotcha,
the
that's
thing
the
is,
guy.
it's like we all agree,
my kinda
like
guy.
when you produce internet content, like when you start a YouTube career, you begin, you peak, and then you fall off. Like everyone, it's how the cycle works, right? And when I say fall off, I mean your exposure diminishes, but you still always have a core fan base that you entertain for whatever.
No.
But with DSP, it's like this guy peaked, never got any better. All right, actually, he only peaked because he was at the start of everything, fell off dramatically, and now he spends the rest of his life begging on the internet, but yet still having a fucking like ego about it. Like this guy puts on his he fires up OBS, hits start recording, and considers that to be like backbreaking labor.
Legendary.
Like
He's setting up the stream, Sirhar. Please.
And I love that these online commentary guys realize this huge issue with DSP, that he thinks he's above people like Wings and Boogie, who actually
Yes.
at least try to put out something entertaining.
Mhm.
He thinks he's like leveled up far beyond that. He can't even get down to their level.
Yep.
And I love that it's so transparent. Everybody's calling him out on this.
And another interesting fact here that they point out is that the YouTube, you start out, peak, and fall off. DSP started at the peak, right? That's very interesting. He started at the peak because there was no one else. And then since that peak, it's been like this. But yet in his mind, he still should be at the peak, right? So it's really a unique case,
I would disagree. I would say somewhere around 2014, he was like really hot because he was making a ton of money. The ego was sky high. Because when he started in the beginning, he got a lot of views and stuff. But later on, he got the whole community telling him how amazing he is. So for me, that's kind of the pinnacle, somewhere around there.
So it depends on okay, not to get too much in the weeds here, but what do you consider to be peak in terms of money making or viewers? Because we have metrics for both, right?
Yeah, well, I guess I guess both.
You're kind of talking about clout, maybe it sounds like.
Oh yeah, I guess.
Yeah. But I mean, who knows? I mean, because when I'm doing the hand graphs. When is the utter? 2014 was his biggest money. I'm trying to scale here. Let me get that chart up.
You gotta think about. He was going to conventions. He was having panels. He was working with Machinima. That made him feel like he was at the top.
That's all early though,
that,
man.
for
That's
me,
2012-ish, right? All that stuff. 2012, 2013, yeah. So I mean,
fair enough. Yeah, I got probably my year wrong, but I mean somewhere around that when he was actually going out and doing stuff and feeling great and everything was awesome.
Yeah.
I think that was where he peaked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I think you
that's
can.
fair.
You could jokingly you could measure his peak by the amount of figurines he used to have, by the amount of statues.
Yeah.
So
before he
the more
starts selling.
statues you can see, the hyper he is.
Yeah, and he had like a 2. Yeah, I think that's the best way to say it. He had like a 2 or 3 year window where he was the peak, right? Where he was the fucking peak, and then it just went down. And now since then we're just hanging on in as many different ways as possible. But let's finish this clip out. 2 more minutes.
Like literally, like you consider that to be labor. And he talks about like anybody that makes drama content, like for instance, Tom is beneath them, even though, and I'll say it, Tom, you put a lot of research into your videos. Like it's not like you're pumping these out by the day, right? Like there's like we all put effort into everything that we do. That's larger than our regular.
Well,
daily
DSP,
content.
he has beef with the Lolcout podcast as a whole right now. He's basically arguing that it's like part of like this toxic lolcow cesspit, and like he just wants no part in it. He doesn't want to be, I'm done with drama. I don't want to be involved in drama anymore.
Even though his whole life is just drama about himself.
Yeah.
And how much he needs to.
Every podcast is just drama about himself. He got that fucking right too. So here, by the way, I did find it. Phil's biggest month ever for views was 2011, the last month of 2011. So and then ever since, every single on the average has just been downhill since then, even farther. But there we go.
To be making.
Yeah, so I guess peak was like 2011, 2012, somewhere around that.
Yep. And that's when he still had the there's more of positive fans than negative, even though they still already fucking existed, right? They definitely still fucking existed. People trolled his eBay auctions in 2010. People trolled his eBay auctions in 2010.
Bro,
and they were haters then though, just haters. So they weren't detractors yet, but all right, let's go. Let's finish this up.
This is like
go
I was trying to get an interview with him, and it's been extremely difficult. He like agreed to do it.
That's interesting. So DSP agreed to do it, right? So that's not what I don't think he ever said that, right? I thought he said they were in talks, but he agreed to do it. But that could have been before all the fucking stipulations come out, Oh yeah, I'll do it. And then he didn't say all the shit you can't ask.
And I was like, okay, so I'll DM him. We talked about it a little bit, and then he kind of like ghosted me. And then he goes on YouTube and he's like talking about how like I'm a drama milker or something.
That's the milk. Maybe he saw the milk comment. Yeah. Son of a bitch.
Well, I guess somebody told him. It's kind of like with Mr. Medicare. Remember around the time the interview saga was coming, Medicare declared interest in doing the interview. But then DSP looked him up and he saw what it's about and obviously wasn't interested. That would have been so fun, man. God damn it.
He's milking not for sustenance, but for what, content or something?
He won't do the interview.
Well,
implying that milking a human for sustenance is perfectly acceptable.
That's totally cool, dude. Milk it out.
Yeah, that's kind of like the incest take, in which he implies like, well, if you didn't grow up together, I guess you can do whatever you want. It's like,
yeah, the bottom line of that incest take was it's cool and each situation is different. That's what he walk away with. It depends on your situation, okay? So, it might be fine.
Some situational incest is cool here and there, just like spice it up for variety style. I'm a variety content creator. Sometimes we got to resort to some other stuff.
I accidentally ghosted him, and he took that slight pretty hard. So now I will continue to ghost him because he's a fucking actual moron.
Well, I guess he
like that's. I love Mudahar more than ever because all he wants to do is get Phil as pissed as possible. That's how he rates every action he does. Is like, what can I get? Yeah, that's the best. How can I make Phil as pissed as possible? All right, I'll just keep ghosting him. I don't care.
He got me back. He got you through me by ghosting me on the interview.
Dude, he's like, I only cared about drama. But you know what his response was? I read it actually. He said that I would like to talk about video games. I'm like, why the fuck would I want to talk about video games with you? You suck at them.
True.
Like, why the fuck would I care? Like,
that's what everybody said.
Not wrong.
Everybody. That's like initially when he wanted to go to the side scrollers as a normal guest. It got people thinking like, what is he even gonna say? He doesn't really have any original opinions, anything interesting to share. Like, what are they going to talk about? Street Fighter? We've already heard him talk about Street Fighter a million times.
Like, he wants to believe his thoughts on games have a cent of value because he's played them for so long. You know, I played it for 15 years, dude. My takes are important. But just doing something for a long time doesn't mean it has value, your thoughts on that, you know? But that's how Phil thinks. I just want to talk about games. Can you imagine? Let's talk about games. And what's your favorite game, Phil? You can't even answer that question. You'd be like, well, it depends on what genre are you talking about here, okay? All right, let's finish it.
Like, what are we going to talk about? How you fail through everything in life? And then he's sitting there like, he hates your title where you're like a decade of failure. And I'm like, how do you take that anywhere else? Like, you have failed.
Yeah.
Like, objectively, what you've done is fail in every regard. Like, I don't understand how you can take that any harder than it is.
That's what I'm saying.
You know?
Oh, God.
During this clip, he mentioned another term that could be used instead of failure. The video could have been called DSP Gaming, a decade of falling off. Because that's pretty much what happened.
Yeah.
If you look up the past decade from, like we established after his peak around 2011, 2012, a decade is like 2013 to 2023 of falling off. It's exactly what happened.
So I'll show the image I'm sharing here. You look at this image here. You can get a look at it. I'll get in there. Let's finish this clip right now before I show the clip.
But
I show the image.
I hate to cut this too short, but I do got to get out of here. I got to go record some videos and stuff.
Head out too.
Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
That's it. I think. Yeah.
Thanks for having me on. I had a pretty
So much.
week.
That's it. But anyways, that's it. But it's anyway. Stay hyped for next week. We'll definitely be talking about Mudahar's video if it comes out in a timely fashion. Here is Mr. Hutstuff's chart with the major events. I want to do an update on this. Maybe I'll do that this week. We'll see. But this is all the major events of DSP's career, and alongside.
I think.
Go ahead.
Sorry. I think if you put it on full screen, just on top of everything, people are going to be able to read the text because I think this might be a little bit too small.
There we go. We'll screen that shit up. There we go. So as you can see here, the Skyrim, set the world ablaze, and that got him the most views. And I love these. I love each of these moments here in the historical history of DSP here. I want to continue this going because there's a lot more stuff that happened in the following 5 years, but the downward climb sound like DSP. The downward climb continues since then. Fired from helicopter in late 2011, decides to keep it going. Says, I'm going to try to make a career out of it. And that's very, very, very true. He was very unsure if the YouTube would work. And he hit it just the right time. Just the right time where he could start monetizing gaming. Like when he started, he did 2 years where you cannot monetize gaming on YouTube. You cannot do it. It does not matter what you say. No matter what, you cannot do it. And then right when after he started, you could do it. And that without that switch, we wouldn't be here today. All of this would be gone. But there we go. Cat reveal. The cat moving in got a little boost. The straggler detractors that might have fallen off, they got a little interest. Oh, new girl. That's cool. The downward slope you see after Jackie Chan strikes is because Phil deleted all those videos. That's what that's from. That big spike downwards where it goes to 0.
I'm curious about how this graph is going to look from 2018 onwards.
Yeah.
Because recently we also we got a bunch of deleted pre-streams that he did that must have tanked him hard.
Yep, and you could see his views were definitely going down, before Evil AJ to say you don't play. And you see the bump he got from Evil AJ. Again, bringing back people that might have fucking forgot about it, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, that's a very good work. Mr. Hutstuff is a legend. Follow him on Twitter, please. His YouTube channel, by the way, is just like WPIG is the farmer of Mr. Hutstuff's content because he has stuff that you can't find anywhere else because it's so fucking gone. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Mr. Hutstuff's a legend. Thanks for that, sir. Okay, let's check our Q&A. How about that, Meerkat, if you don't mind?
Yeah.
So
I was also going to mention he got a haircut again.
Yes.
If they were giving awards for like worst haircut, he would be nominated, man. This shit fucking whack.
Skirls and twirls, shout outs, dude.
Terrible. Have you also seen him beat his PC? At this point, he's just trying to break it, basically.
It's just an attempt to get that emergency stream going while it's broken. Yep. Just waiting for it. Can't upgrade it, but you can beat it. Don't upgrade. beat. That's how you do it, guys. All right, let's go. Let's get it up here. Okay, so the question here was, any game DSP wanted to hate more than Baldur's Gate 3? So we have some funny. Dying Light 2, he wanted to hate that one.
Before it came out?
Before it came out, that we're going for here. Yeah, he hated it afterwards, right?
Oh, yeah, he hated it. He didn't even finish the prologue section. He didn't actually get to the open world. He was so salty because he didn't get support.
Suburban says Street Fighter 5. That's a very nuanced answer there because, yes, that is true. Because Street Fighter 4 was shit, and no one likes Street Fighter 4. I know, no one likes Which one did no one hate? I can't remember that lore, but everyone hated one Street Fighter, and Phil wanted to continue that hate. But then, obviously it was a little bit better received, I guess. I can't remember that lore exactly, though. Might be wrong on that. Yeah,
I can't remember, but I would think he would want Street Fighter 5 to be good so he can play it and get a lot of hype for it. I know he ended up hating it. I know he ended up releasing a really negative review about it. But I think before it came out, he wanted to like it.
Next up, we have Metal Gear Solid 2. Okay. Blaze Blue or Guilty Gear. Oh, well, he definitely hates Guilty Gear. If you play that game, you are homosexual. There's no two ways about it. He'll tell you that. Well, he used to tell you that.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, he said Guilty Gear is, if you are Guilty Gear, you are a homosexual. And it's a gay game, by the way, because it's just anime and stuff. So you're gay if you like that. That's back in the day. That is a different character times, but yes. Scorn. No, he wanted to like Scorn, didn't he? I believe he wanted to like that because all the reviewers hated it. He said they were being assholes, right? I believe that was the case there.
I think so.
Tears of the Kingdom. I don't know. We're looking for questions were ones he hated before he played them, right? That was the key. That was the key. Fortnite. I guess that works. I think I really got to go back to Minecraft because Minecraft I think might have been fit the bill perfectly, but that was a Patreon goal, anyways. Yeah, anime twink fighters. That was what DSP called Guilty Gear. Anime twink fighters. Thank you, Steve. Who was there for that Dead Sea Scrolls? We learned about that. Where? Anyways, Meerkat. Vike says Phil measured his success with a receipt. Yes, he did. Best Buy receipt. Measured the girth of his genitals. Live on air. Anyways.
Damn it, dude.
That will do it. What a week it's been. Any final things we should mention? Meerkat, what are you doing this week? I know you're doing the 12 Days of Christmas. Is your next one planned? What do you got going on? Let us know. Come on.
I don't know. I'm on a flexible schedule. I'll see when I'll get some free time. But today, I'm doing the React thing. It's a return to reacting for the first time in like a couple of months. And we'll see if it's got any better, the videos that people send them, or is just the same old slop. And I think I know what to expect already. I think this is one that I hate before I've even watched it. Kind of like Phil.
You're hoping for like 2 or 3 moments now. That's like the best you can hope for. 2 or 3 moments of him being an idiot in some way, and it's touch and go if you even get there. WPIG is going to be live on Tuesday with the one, the only, Injured Cold in the house for This How You Don't Play, and then we'll see you on Thursday for the fan fiction competition. So get ready with that. Brandu will be in the studio here for that being said on Thursday. You're all legends. Thanks so much for hanging out, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Peace out.
This one goes out to the one and only, the big cat, the fat cat. Big ups. I first saw you in Burger King. You took 2 seats, 'cause that ass is way too big. Had a boyfriend, I realized, but you told him lies with your raccoon eyes. The DoorDash is here. Wipe away your tears. Got you extra fries, and they taste just right. Have no fear, there's no trolls here. Kevin made you cry with those raccoon eyes. Raccoon eyes. Raccoon eyes. Kevin made you cry with those raccoon eyes. Take you power walking on the beach, feasting on some sushi like you were the queen. Let me run some errands while you sleep. I can watch you play Skyrim all day this week. Have no fear, there's no trolls here. Kevin made you cry with those raccoon eyes. Raccoon eyes. Raccoon eyes. Kevin made you cry with those raccoon eyes.
In reality, like I tell you guys, every day when I wake up, that's the best day of my life. I feel like this next day is awesome. I have a beautiful wife who I love so much. She loves me and a family, Jasper, and you know the things we get to do together. You know, I definitely want more time with them and more family time. But I absolutely love my life today compared to how it used to be. Seriously, all those years back then, you'd be like, it's a whirlwind of crap. It was me. And by the way, I've told you guys about my past. I used to drink way too much. I would be drinking constantly, all the time, because I was so stressed out. Honestly, when I started with this whole thing, I was depressed many years ago, a decade ago. I didn't like my life or anything. And basically, liquor was the way to kind of get through that. It was, I hate my life. I hate who I am. So let me just drink it all away and just keep pumping out fucking YouTube videos. I don't have to do that shit anymore. Like, I'm happy with who I am. I actually don't think clicking like on a live stream helps at all. So it really doesn't matter if this stream gets 100 likes or 2. I don't think it affects